the Emirates Entertainment Racing Club's annual stable tour here at Red Stables. I'm with Justin Byrne, the manager of the syndicate. 7 horses to go to war with this year. I suppose let's start with the stable star, Kilt Rock. What are the plans?
We're going to start him early, look for a race at Jebel Ali just to get him going. I think in the first couple of weeks there's a 7 furlong conditions race or a 6 furlong handicap. I'd probably go for the 6 furlong handicap because it's up to 110, I think, and that keeps Russian Rock out of the race. So that'll probably do Kilt Rock some good. But we'll start there. We will go to the carnival with him this year, so we'll have a look at the turf races at Meydan over 5 and 6. And obviously the main target will still be the Jebel Ali Sprint and up against the old foe, Russian Rock.
I think the second one we saw was Karma Chameleon. He's been a nearly horse for you in the UAE, but of course very successful in England. Is this his year in Dubai?
Well, most horses, when they come to Dubai, I always think they need that first year. So I always think anything they do in the first year is a bonus. And if you actually look at his form here in his first year, it's very similar to what Kilt Rock's form was in his first year here. You know, it was hit and miss, some good races, some close races, but not brilliant. I personally feel last year his biggest letdown was not having a regular jockey. And unfortunately, he never quite got the same jockey. I think he had 6 different jocks last year. And at least 3 of them got off and said, oh, if I'd ridden him before, I'd have won. And a couple of races didn't go to plan, but I think his very last race under Pat Dobbs, you know, he lost a shoe, actually, believe it or not, at the start. He lost a shoe, he stumbled, he was out the back, he ran perfectly. He's my big hope for this year. I mean, I think he can definitely improve a little bit. He looks like he's grown a bit. He's still a baby in Dubai terms. He's still like a 4-year-old, and they do grow still between sort of 3 and 5, so he's got that growth in him. But I think I'd be really disappointed if he didn't win at least one this year. I'm looking forward to him immensely.
Prince Sean, I know, is one of your favourites. He's one of my favourites. He's such a friendly horse. I thought last year he showed glimpses of coming back to his best. Are you hopeful again? This year we might see that best again?
I don't think we'll ever see his best again. I mean, at his best he was a stakes horse. He was up there challenging in Group 2 and Group 3 races. He's now rated something in the low 60s. His biggest problem is he had the breathing issue. You know, the first up didn't work, second up didn't work, third up. I mean, we've persevered with him because he is a big favourite of members of the syndicate. I mean, Pete Gaskin, who's a big supporter of the syndicate, absolutely adores the horse. And, you know, I don't think he'd ever let me sell him anyway. So we've got him, he's another one we've got till we retire. I think he can win. He's got that in him. He's at the handicap mark now, but he's one of those horses I think he needs that confidence boost.
On to the rogue of the syndicate, Mark to Market, my favourite, obviously. Is this the year for him? He was unlucky last year, but he paid for himself, didn't he?
You know, I mean, he's won 2 seasons on a trot. Last season he should have won. I think probably his biggest disadvantage is the fact nobody really knows what his best distance is. He needs to go wide at the end. He needs to have a lot fall into place for him. But you get him there near the end and he sticks his neck out like he proved the year before when he won, and literally the only time he was in the lead was on the line. He's a lovely horse, syndicate favourite at the moment. Since Clasper's left, he is definitely the syndicate favourite. I think he'll win a race. He's actually off the handicap mark he starts on. That's the lowest handicap mark he'll have ever had without winning. So his first race is always a bit weak. He needs that first run just to get rid of the cobwebs. So he'll have his first run. If you like to have a little bit of a flutter, I think he's definitely the horse to look at second run.
Second up, I agree. Let's talk about some of your new ones, because last year you brought in, at the end of last year, Math Gall. I've seen him close up for the first time today. He's got massive ears. That's a good sign.
He looks different than some horses, but he does look like, you know, a horse that's got a little bit about him as well. When you see him, he's kind of got that strut. But I think he'll win a race for us at least. His form at Abu Dhabi and Meydan is very good. He's won at Abu Dhabi. Meydan, I don't think he was at the prize money there last year. He's always there and thereabouts. And for a syndicate, you know, obviously wins are good, but those horses that keep coming in and coming back into the parade ring after the races, they love it.
2 more new ones to talk about, First Night and Final Recovery. You've got those in partnership, I understand.
Well, actually, no, the guy that owned them wanted to join the syndicate. So basically, he's now joined the syndicate and brought shares in a few, well, swapped some shares around and brought a few shares, but he's now in 5 or 6 of the syndicate horses that had shares available in them. His 2 horses then come to join us. I know First Night very well because I actually brought it for him at the sale. I was involved with Doug at the sale and we picked him out and liked him. I have said a few times I think he's a bit of a dog. He needs to be ridden exactly right, and he kind of decides when he wants to put his best foot forward. But the ability's there. He's never at the prize money at Jebel Ali. He's always there or thereabouts, and it's just sometimes getting him to go through with his effort. I think, you know, if you run him in the right races, he's got a chance. It's off the handicap mark, he'll be competitive. And Final Recovery, I've liked ever since he got here. He was unlucky his first year here. Then Raju outbid me, believe it or not, last year to buy him. And you know, his run at Maidan was exceptional, but he then picked up a bit of a knock, which knocked him back for the season. And then obviously we've managed to pick him up now. Although his runs at Maidan have been okay, and he's got form at Maidan, I think he's very, very well handicapped at Jebel Ali. And I think if we get him in the right races there and give him a chance, he could have a very good season. So fingers crossed, they've all got big chances this year.
The one we haven't talked about is one who's not here yet, but you've brought into a Royal Ascot winner in Belgium, Bill. That's pretty exciting, and he's carnival bound.
The opportunity arose, one of the partners wanted to drop out, and they were just looking for somebody else to buy a third. And you know, I spoke to a couple of the syndicate members. Everybody was really keen. I mean, he's a group placed horse. He's a Royal Ascot winner. He's got group form. I mean, he's been second and third in group races, so he's a proper horse. It'd be exciting to have along with Kilt Rock, to have a couple of horses in the carnival this year.